Hello, Vivian. How are you?
I'm fine. Thank you very much, Ray.
Hey, good. Welcome to the show. Good to see you. Okay.
And also very good to see you. I mean, it's been a while, right?
It's been a while. It's a lot of years. So, Vivian, I'm going to introduce you to my community and tell them who is Vivian. And then I'll tell you a little bit about our show. And then we go straight into what we want to talk about. So, just for my community and anyone who wants to know who is Vivian. So, Vivian is a graduate or a trained teacher from Guyana, South America, which we were close to batchmates at the same training at the same time. Vivian also came over to the US. He went to Benjamin Cardone School of Law. Then he went off to George Mason School of Law. He got a doctorate in business and law. So he did a lot of studying after we left college, and he was able to practice successfully in the US, in the Caribbean, and of course in Guyana. So congratulations to you, and welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, and thank you for your very kind introduction.
Well, you earned the thing, man. Okay, Vivian. So what we talk about in our show is called The Good Life, as you have seen it earlier, right? Living the good life. So we focus on the main four F's, which is your faith, your family, your finance, and your fitness. And we talk about that in our group. And the primary reason of interviewing Vivian, I want to interview males across the globe and get their perspective of life and help other males as we get older, how these four elements in our lives are very important, and we need to really stay focused on them. At whatever age you get caught with it, it doesn't really matter. You just need to focus on them in order to live the good life as you get older. Okay? All right. So do you want to say anything on yourself there, Vivian, before we jump straight into my uh, proper of the
Well, I don't propose to speak too much about myself. It's not really my habit of
Yes.
speaking for myself. I think that one of the good teachings of life is that your works should speak for you, and that others should speak for you and about you, and you should do less speaking. A man should speak through his deeds and his works.
Yeah.
I think I have been doing quite a lot in life, and I have a body of work out there that speak for me and about me. And your kind introduction was you speaking about me and for me. Your audience, I'm available for people who look me up. I do write some articles, and I have a website for my practice, and I think that anyone who wants to delve more deeply into who Vivian Williams is would be able to do so, and make their own assessment from my body of work out there rather than my own self promotion.
Thank you. So at the end, I'll get some information from you. We'll put it at the end of the video, at the bottom of the video as well, so people can contact you at any given time. So perfect. Thank you again. So let's go straight into our first F, which is faith. I know you were a church boy back then, right? When I know you, you were a very diligent fella, very, so structured guy. I remember you used to do a skit and all that. You were involved in a lot of stuff when you were younger, and it seems like you're still doing a lot of good stuff, which is great. For me, Vivian, when we talk about faith for me is not a religion proper, but it's like that superpower or that being or whatever it is that we focus upon in order to achieve certain life goals or anything in our lives. For me, that's what I've called faith. I don't know, what is your takeaway on faith, Vivian?
Well, I think you put a good handle on faith. We often tend to think of faith in terms of in the religious context, but faith is really the essence by which men live, and faith is the essence by which men achieve and men pursue um, uh, the journey of life. And so faith is an important aspect of our lives, even if we don't embrace the religious uh, um, sort of teachings of what faith is.
Right.
First, when from the religious context, we understand faith in believing strongly in situations and circumstances of uncertainty. And when we are unable to determine what outcomes might be if we do X, Y, or Z, when we are unable to see around the corner and into the future, it is faith that usually moves us forward and drive us into areas unknown, unseen, and in making decisions about where there is uncertainty. A man who has faith in life, even though who lacks faith in life, putting aside the religious context and the religious explanation of faith, would also be a person who, confronted by the multitude of decision making in situations of uncertainty, in where there are blind spots and you have to navigate an unknown future, would be one who would be so moored into what he or she could see, and what is known, and what is known is only that which is immediately, tangibly visible and present before you.
Wow.
So your life basically will be kept in that sort of a narrow perspective. If you want to pursue a person who pursues entrepreneurship, a person who journeys from the Caribbean or any other part of the globe to the United States in pursuit of that dream, with 50 cents in his or her pocket, broke, leaving a great job and leaving behind families, coming into the darkness of a society with nothing, is exercising faith.
Yeah, that quite.
It is through that faith that achievement and accomplishment. Faith is an important aspect of
Wow.
Our being and every single thing we do in life. I'm just going to take the opportunity to have my microphone have some more faith
Okay.
in what is taking place, so that it is a little bit more sturdy and not bobbing and weaving and sort of getting in the way.
That's a great spin on faith, man. I like the way you put it. You're deeply rooted, and that definition you give there for faith is, I like the part when you said like coming with 50 cents to the U.S. That's faith. That damn right. That's strong faith. You put a good spin on it, brother. That's fine. Thank you. Good.
Thank you.
So let's go to our finance. Finance, for me, I think it's critical in all our lives. Of course it is, right? We all know we need money. And I think people need to plan better for their retirement. People need to get financial education, and people are lacking financial education because it's not being taught readily at any community college or in public places. So for me, that's why the community is suffering so much. And that's one of the big lack as people get towards that retirement stage. What are your takeaways on that?
Well, finance is a very important aspect of life again. And when one plans one life and set goals and to be achieved, everything has to be financed. So as you sort of have a dream, as you pursue the uncertainty, as your faith propels you forward, you must also have that which is required in order to make faith a reality.
Yeah.
And financial planning is the process by which you are able to meet the requisite conditions to achieve that which you dream of.
Right.
So financial planning is very important. There is a important concept about finance and financial planning that I would share with your community, and that has to do with something called mental accounting. And mental accounting, what research has shown, distinguishes those who are likely to be more successful in life uh, from those who are going to be less successful. So, what mental accounting does is you sort of have your finance and your financial capability. And apart from a strict budget that you are doing in term, if you're committed to writing a written budget or sort of budgeting on paper, mental accounting is the process by which you are matching your resources with your desire, and you're tempering and taming your desires on the basis of your accounting.
Right.
So, for instance, when someone says, um, I need to get that new car, and the down payment for the new car, I will wait, I will use my tax returns when I get it. You're engaging in a sort of mental accounting where you are setting aside certain income, an expected income, to use for specific purposes. Um, Someone may say, well, I need to go on vacation, so I will work some extra hours, and the overtime money I will use to buy the ticket. So
Yes.
you're not getting into real the your sort of general income. So you're engaging in that process of mental accounting, and it's important. And studies have shown that cultures that promote mental accounting are have more successful people. And so I think for your audience, the concept of mental accounting is important. When you go to uh, a supermarket, or you go into the mall and you begin to ask prices, and you start to think, you're engaging in the process of mental accounting. People who don't do that live a life of debt.
Wow. That's I never come across strongly that term mental accounting, but yeah, that's pretty cool. It's good to know. Thank you. Good. Let's go straight into family, our family. For me, I think that if you have a family and you work close with your family, you stay tight with your family, as you go down that path of getting older, you have somebody or a group of people who are around you with love and support and help and give you that weight to go as you're as your runway is getting shorter, you know what I mean? So I think family is critical. And I encourage my community and my audience that, make sure you nurture your family as strong as you can, keep them close. Even it's never too late to do anything, right? So even if you were missing the ball before, start now. What are your thing there, Vivian?
Well, one can't set aside the importance of family. And family is an important aspect of community. Community is important to the success of human beings. And um, so we have to think about communities. And very often we begin to think in the context of social and the digital reality of today. We start to think of building broader networks that are less closely knit.
Right.
And so we would, uh, uh, when I say we, I mean lots of people will pursue virtual friends in a large social media network, and that becomes their community. But it's a loose community without continuity and without commitment to your well being, your future, and that faith that propels you forward. So, your family, which has to do more with that uh, uh, sort of a more strongly bonded and in a circle of sometimes biologically bonded, is that support entity or that community that doesn't fade, it doesn't change with time. And it provides very often uh, the emotional support that you need, and other financial support you need, even when you are strong and when you are young. And when you drift away from any sort of community, you find yourself not bonded strongly with any group. And so we could extend family beyond our biological family, where you develop that strong enough bond that provide that support, and you begin to say that this person is like family.
That's
But
right. That's
but
right.
but we should have that family, because that's the bond that really supports and help you to roll the stone away. On if you don't have the family support, what then you become like a one man on an island, um uh sometimes things like church and religion helps to bridge the gap, or help to bridge the gap between those who have weak family ties on a biological or other nature. But th- family is a community that we all rely on heavily, and it is something that we must pay close attention to. The other thing about family, why we um, must pay close attention to family, not only because of what we could receive from a family, but what we could give to the family.
Good point.
Because as you strengthen your own family, you're strengthening the pillar upon which you stand.
Quite true.
And as you strengthen that pillar of support, you become stronger. So we don't only simply focus on ourselves, we focus on the family unit as a pillar upon which we stand. The stronger that pillar, the stronger we are as we stand.
Wow. Well said. Well said. You have to be a you had to be a teacher or something like that, eh? Perfect. Thank you. So let's go straight into the big fitness. So fitness for me it is critical as you get older, or anybody in their life should embrace some form of fitness. For me, I jog and all that cool stuff, but I do a lot of stretches and I focus on having a good what I eat, of course, and make sure I get good sleep and all that cool stuff. And you're a busy guy with all that you do. So how do you fit in fitness, and what is your takeaway on the importance of fitness in one's life?
Well, fitness affects your health,
Absolutely.
and your health affects everything else, your quality of life.
Yeah.
Um, it even if you have tremendous amount of wealth and you are unwell, you can't enjoy that wealth.
Absolutely not.
Uh, Fitness will determine the longevity of your life. So fitness is a very very important, and we could start off with the concept of fitness as physical fitness. Um, the, the Once you increase or enhance your fitness, you're able to carry a heavier load. You're able to pursue that which your faith drives you to pursue. If you have the desire to serve, whether it is a religious community, a business community, in a social, political, and economic context in your society, the extent to which you could do that depends upon your fitness. If you are forced to work long hours and you have great academic credentials, you get the job, but you simply can't keep your eyes open. You can't work long hours. It will affect your mobility in uh, that whatever you pursue.
Yes.
So fitness helps. One of the reasons why when you have a big moment ahead, an examination, um, a big interview, a big presentation, you're asked to get a good rest
Yeah.
the night before,
Yeah.
because that rest is what rejuvenates the body, make sure that the body, the mind and body are working well, and that enhances your performance. In essence, that advice simply says, um, get fit, be
Yes.
fit.
Simple as that.
But we shouldn't limit fitness only to the physical context. The physical context is very
Must.
important. And I want to return to physical fitness just for a moment to um, to elaborate on it, because very often people will see it as a challenge. But we should broaden fitness to think of it in terms of anything that you wish to do, any journey you set yourself, any task you set yourself, you must be fit for that task.
Yes.
There would be what you would say prerequisites or requirements in order to be able to successfully pursue that task, and that is developing the fitness to be able to pursue that task.
Right.
Maybe some level of mental fitness, which requires significant concentration, and that is a fitness of the mind.
Yes.
It may require the ability, an extraordinary ability to recall information. Again, we are dealing with the fitness of the mind, and having that mental alertness to be able to pursue that. It may mean a certain level of discipline and focus, and all of these things are fitness. And we could train our minds to achieve that level of fitness, that level of concentration that rises, that propels athleticism, and extraordinary performance by athletes is a sort of a fitness of both body and mind. And sometimes when we think of fitness, we think of it in a sort of in terms of level of energy and all of that, but it goes beyond that.
Yeah.
And the other part of the question about fitness that you asked, and it's good that you asked the question, because I cherish fitness. I don't know if you're aware, but I used to be an athlete back in Guyana.
I know. We used to run a lot of relays and all that cool stuff.
Well, I used to do the individual event and win, so the relays were just simply so I wouldn't restrict that to the relays. But I also played cricket and other games.
Yeah.
So my fitness goes back to youth, but I have never given up on fitness. Despite a busy schedule. So I'll give you an example how you could work fitness routines into your work for members of your community. As an attorney, I work long hours, but what I would do is I became a member of a gym, and the gym is close to where I work. And I know that there are gyms that are cheap, so I don't want people to think that, okay, you could afford a gym because of the nature of your work. And I had better days when I started the day at sometimes 5 in the morning, because the gym is early, 6 in the morning, and then from the gym you get dressed and you then head into the office. Days when I didn't start at the gym and then to work, I would, at the end of the day before heading home, I would use the gym and then head home. So that helped. And one of the things that I had said, and I said continuously for the duration of time that I have been doing this, which is close to 2 decades, I always said that there was one thing I would never give up, and that was the gym and the fitness. Because I said, if I were to give up that, given the demand of the job, I think that I would find it exceedingly difficult to maintain a quality of life and the balance that I need.
Wow.
And so the fitness aspect helped to overcome the grind and the exhaustion and the mental toil. And so when you try it, that's when you begin to feel how different you are from when you were not doing it.
Absolutely, man.
There's a reason why when people start getting into fitness, they usually don't stop.
No, it's so true. You know what? Actually, we share the same setup, because I'm a 5 o'clock guy. I'm a busy dude out there working too. but I do my thing early morning. If not, I catch a little bit. Even at 10 minutes, I do some stretches or something before I wrap up my day. But I do something. I have to do something, and I check those little wins all the time, right? So thank you very much. That's a good setup there, Vivian. I really appreciate you coming and sharing with us. So just for my audience, I just want to remind the group that this message here, faith, family, fitness, and finance, we focus on the 4 Fs. We send this message out there continuously. Anyone can feel free, jump in, share a comment, use our material for any form of growth in your life. And I hope our content even change one person, help one person at a time, we're grateful for. So, and the main focus here, why we focus on the 4 Fs, as you get older or go down that retirement path, you need to have these 4 buckled together so you can be a better retiree, a better elderly, or a better senior citizen in your community and all that stuff. So thank you very much, Vivian. And I'm going to share your info at the bottom. We'll talk after, of course. And anyone who wants to reach Vivian can contact him. So just again, anybody watching this video, I'll ask you, please subscribe to my channel. And we will have more of Vivian on our show and hear great messages. And, we appreciate your time, of course. And if you got anything you want to say before I wrap up, Vivian, go ahead, all you.
Well, I think your 4 Fs are important, and notwithstanding the challenges people are facing in their lives, I think that even if they excel or they try one of the 4 of the Fs that you have outlined, and you start with one, you would find that you would be able to move from one to the other.
Very true.
Because your faith is going to give you the courage to move to address your financial problems. Your faith will help you to take that leap and overcome that which is holding you back from addressing your physical fitness. Your physical fitness, your faith will impact your financial health and your financial well-being.
Absolutely.
And so you would find incremental, significant, and exponential growth and development in your life. And that which you, and in terms of the future and the old age that you talk about, or the elderly life that you talk about, it's like really planting a garden and then reaping the benefit when the harvest come. And the harvest of the work that we put in our young age is a more healthy, happy, and stable elderly years of our lives.
Wow, I can't say nothing else. Thank you very much, pal. You sum it up nicely there for me. I appreciate you coming on the show, Vivian. So have yourself a wonderful weekend, and thanks again.
Same to you. Thank you very much.
All right, bye now.